Hey, good day, folks, and welcome to this celebration stream on Lumberjack Logic because there were important bills in the Georgia State House and Senate yesterday, and I had David Cross. Oh, I'm so sorry. In the Georgia State House. It'd never be a stream of mine without that happening in the background. You people are the most patient audience in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a stream Basically, we were given everything that we asked for, but there is still more work to be done to make sure this goes across the finish line. I have a special guest on. We have video from the debate that took place yesterday and also a stall tactic that was utilized by the Democrats. But these bills are big. They passed, and it's because people are making phone calls. People are doing the work. Really quickly, got to mention my sponsor, MyPillow. Hey, look at this. Get yourself a MyPillow 2.0. You will never regret it. They're awesome. Mike Lindell, the great election integrity warrior. And you can use promo code Lumberjack. Free shipping on orders over $75 and the $25 extravaganza deals going on right now. Go check it out. But I want to get my guest in because I'm excited about this news. Welcome, David Cross, to the screen. David.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Ballots on X. I'm doing great.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great follow on X. It's just at GA Ballots. My handle for X, I still call it Twitter. It's hard for me to call it X. But my handle for that is down below. It's just at Neil E. Johnson. David's at GA Ballots because this is his life's mission to make voting legal.
Secure. I want to make it secure.
He wants to make it secure. And so we've got big wins. This is big wins, people. Where should we start, David? Do you want to just kind of give people the breakdown and then we'll show them the stall tactic by the Democrats? Or do you want to just watch this hilarious video of the stall tactic first?
Go ahead and start with the video. It's fun. This was a stall tactic.
This was a stall tactic, and this is I got to pick the right one here.
And it's like a Hail Mary stall tactic. And our former football player, Lieutenant Governor, he was like, nope.
Nope. He stiff armed him here. All right,
Exactly.
so here we go. Watch this. This happened last night because there was a vote that was going to be taken, and this guy was like, he did not want this to occur, and which there was kind of a cool tactic before the stall tactic. Is that on this video?
The stall tactic comes right here. So go ahead and click this. It comes right after he speaks. He's speaking against the bill.
Additional questions? No, sir. Recognize Senator from the 55th.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to Rule 4-2.14, fixed hour of adjournment is 12 midnight. Point of order.
Senator, we routinely finish the day when we finish the day's work, and it's gone past midnight on previous years before. So we're not doing anything that's new to how we practice in the last 5 years I've been here.
Mr. President, I move to adjourn.
It's not in order. It's not in order. Gentleman's still in the well.
Mr. President, I will yield the well.
I recognize the senator from the 29th. Recognize the senator from the 29th.
Mr. President, move the previous question.
Senators move the previous question. Is there objection?
The previous question, folks, was
moving for the previous question was to call a vote. So the guy who was objecting right here, as soon as he walks away from the well, the very next person that's recognized, is the gentleman from the 29th, and he's the majority whip. And so Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones recognizes him, and he says, "I call the question. Quick, call the question." means turn on the machines and let's count a vote.
Let's count a vote. Let's get it done. It's machines and voting.
Exactly. But the thing that's been going on is these bills we've been working on these things, and it's not just me. Listen, I'm just like the face that gets out there and that people are familiar with. I don't know what it is, but maybe I just have the ability to communicate this stuff to folks. But listen, there are thousands of people across the state. I mean, everybody from my own wife to my my nieces and nephews were calling and emailing. Friends are doing it. I posted on Facebook. Those people call. I posted on Twitter. Twitter got like 7,500 views. Those people are contacting. We sent it out by email. And the email we sent out, we were sending out like 4,500 emails. We got a 32 or 35% open rate or something like that. I
Wow.
usually get between 30 and 40%.
That's amazing.
And they just flooded them with calls. They flooded these people with calls. But we had, going into this, we had 4 bills. We had House Bill 974, which was going to require the ballots to be printed on security paper, 600, dot pitch, scanning, making the ballot images available to the public for free instead of having to make us pay for them, letting risk limiting audits,
Stop
occur.
right there for a second. I don't think people understand what's going on. Like, if you want people to actually see ballot images, right, which should be just like a public record, that's just there. I mean, if we're going to have safe and secure elections, if we're going to have transparency, because everybody talks about they're going to be the most transparent administration ever on the history of God's green earth, transparency, and then they all cover everything up. But if they're going to be transparent, you should just be able to see it. This is like under some secret lock and vault thing. So people, you need to understand, we're talking watermark ballots. We're talking hand counting. All this was getting passed in Georgia. As he goes through this, I just want to give you like a little lead in here so I don't lose you on the front end, because I am telling you, we got it all. Now, it still needs to be signed by the governor, and this is where the work is still not over. But as you get into defining these bills, I just want people to know this is big. I mean, I don't, there's some minutia here because this is, we're going to talk about the specifics, but just understand this is a big win, and nobody thought this was going to happen. Okay, seriously, like hand counting paper ballots on counties less than 5,000 people. I don't know if people who haven't followed this whole election integrity process they're not going to understand how big that is. They won't. This is the biggest thing going, folks. And this is in a key state in Georgia. I mean, the Democrats can basically kiss Georgia goodbye at this point. This is colossal mega winning. Okay. I hope you all get that. I mean, I don't want to oversell it, but jeepers creepers, this is phenomenal. I mean, like, no, seriously, this is like Mike Lindell's dream. That's what this is.
This is huge. So the ballots being scanned at 600 dots per inch, that's going to give us a much higher resolution ballot. There's a guy that's on Twitter named Mad Liberals, and he is a genius when it comes to evaluating these ballot images and looking for marks on them, because his expertise is fingerprints, and he looks at these ballots like they're fingerprints. Well, we're moving up from really crappy fingerprints to really nice high definition fingerprints is what's going to be happening here. So that's coming. And it's also going to make it so that if audits are done in the future, machines are going to have to read the human readable text, not the QR code. So the QR code is going to get phased out in 2026. I'm not nearly as concerned about the QR codes being on the ballots as I am about the security and the security and the chain of custody that's related to the ballots. But we'll get to that later. But House Bill 974 passed earlier in the evening, and when that one went down, it was like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening.
There was 5 bills, right? Was it 5 or was it 4?
Yeah, there was actually 6. So there was 974, which is the one I just explained about security ballots and and watermarks and and scanning the ballot images at 600 DPI. House Bill 976 requires homeless individuals in the counties to use the county registrar's office as their home address. It defines more clearly the procedures and the rules for voter challenges. That's been a big sticking point because a lot of counties, particularly Fulton and Gwinnett, have just said, "You want to challenge our voters? Screw you. We don't care what you want to do." And no matter what you did, they would leave people on the voter rolls. So there's going to be more clearly defined procedures for how to do that. It's going to require that 3 election workers have to witness the opening and scanning of mail-in ballots on election day. They have to be.
You mean they can't do it in a back room? But just
can't do it in the back room.
Like a Adele and her daughter?
Nope, you can't open them ahead of time or anything like that. They can only be opened starting at 7 a.m. on election day, and then once you start opening them, you have to report the results by 1 hour after close of polls, which here is customarily, would be 8 p.m. So polls close at 7, so you have to report by 8.
Somebody asked this question, and it was at the beginning. They wanted to know if the 8 o'clock deal was applying to all counties or just the counties under 5,000.
Oh, it's all counties.
All counties. Okay.
All counties.
All counties.
All counties. So another one of the bills that was in there was in Senate Bill 189, provided that counties with less than 5,000 registered voters may conduct their votes on paper ballots read by human beings. So that allows the election director to say, you know what, these machines cost a fortune to transport them, to take care of them, all that kind of thing. We're just going to count, using human beings. And we found that has been every bit as accurate or more accurate than the machines.
What? Have you ever seen that? What country is that? Is that where they just hold the ballots up and everybody looks at them and they read the count out? It's over in
Taiwan. Taiwan was doing that like 6 months ago. Yep.
Yeah, Taiwan. You just hold them up and everybody else to vote for so and so, and like it's so open. So this one
in full view the way it should be.
Yeah, it's like when I go to my precinct caucus and we're voting at the caucus level, it's like little slips of paper. You write down the names, you turn it in, and right in front of everybody, it's counted. Like, if we're going to have confidence, I mean, that the liberals say we're all crazy, right? Oh, and you have to understand that, of course, 2000, 2004, 2016, they had challenges to every single freaking election, but now it's like everything's perfect. So it's very disingenuous. But I think the thing that I find so fascinating about this is if they really want to prove us wrong, well, then just do Taiwan method and prove us wrong.
Yeah, just do it in the sunlight where everybody can see it.
Exactly.
This is not difficult. Do it like the Greeks did. I mean, the Greeks, when the first Greeks voted, they would go in with different colored rocks, and you'd put your rock into a jar. It was very simple. We have galaxy brained. We have galaxy brained, elections to the point where, the more that you use and engage technology that doesn't have open source code to it, that's transparent and people can look at it, the more opportunities you have for, you could have, foreign state actors from other countries, getting in there, and you just don't know. Nobody has any idea because it's all closed and secret.
Yeah, I'm getting blackout on my screen here. I was getting a little interference. I wonder if my kids are using up too much Wi-Fi or something.
Anyways, my last couple streams got cut out. I mean, I was doing one a couple days ago, and it cut out like 3 times. Within like 5 minutes.
Because you're dropping too many truth bombs.
I think that's probably it. So we also had Senate Bill 358 that was going to allow for the investigation of the Secretary of State and remove him from the State Elections Board. So he is being removed from the State Elections Board, but we're not. They didn't allow for the investigation, and I was told that a lot of legislators believe that power is already vested in the State Election Board. So the legislators didn't feel like they needed to put it into Georgia code twice.
Okay.
So
that was the only thing. But the bottom line is Raffensperger, or whoever the new Secretary of State is, because that's going to change. He's on his second term, isn't he? So,
yes, he is.
I mean, he's going to be gone. Praise God. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody who's more swampy than Kemp and Raffensperger. Like the whole country, I swear, these people. Like, there's nothing that they do that's good. So let's watch a little of this debate on the floor bill. So this is the other video you sent me. Just so
this is you're gonna be watching history being made, in the name of election security.
Yeah, you want to give any other precursor to this video? So this is who is this?
So this you're gonna see some of the same information here. So Derek Mallow is a Democrat. He's against this. I think when we start this at the beginning, so Max Burns had already gotten up, and he was the one carrying the bill. He spoke in favor of it, and the way the process works is that he speaks in favor of it. Somebody else comes up, and speaks against it. So this guy comes up to the well to speak against it, and there's a little bit of back and forth between him and Senator Steve Gooch. And Steve Gooch, I was impressed. I got to tell you, he kept his cool, but he really hammered home, the truth about what's going on here, and kind of made Senator Mallow kind of look like he didn't know what he's talking about. So go ahead and hit play.
All right.
Ethics Committee.
I am, sir.
Isn't it true? We've been working on this information, this language for 2 years. We've had hearing after hearing. We've had hundreds of people come and testify on these issues. The Democrat Party and the Republican Party working together. We made some bipartisan changes to these bills. What you're seeing here tonight is not new to anybody on that committee. We've vetted all of this information for the last 2 years in 2 sessions, and this is all coming together at the end. And these are the exact bills that we passed out of the Senate Ethics Committee. Is that not correct?
Senator, I believe we passed out a measure with portions of these bills, but I also feel, Senator, that this bill includes new language that we have not had in a bill. And it looks to me that this is the House offers the following substitute to SB 189. And that substitute means that they have made significant changes in the bill that we may not have agreed to. And that's why we're discussing this measure right now. Mr. Majority Leader.
Will the senator further yield?
I further yield.
Can you point to anything in that bill that hasn't been discussed in the Ethics Committee chaired by the chairman over here from the 23rd District?
Senator from the 51st, I absolutely could probably point to some of the things that we have not discussed in this bill. I had all the previous versions of the bill with me. Since we're not in the court of law, I'm not prepared to debate that measure with you at this time because I don't have such documentation to cross-reference at this point.
He's trying to turn this into not the court of law. I don't have. I mean, come on. I absolutely probably can.
I love absolutely probably. That's my favorite.
In which we'll discuss this measure. I will be happy to answer your question by having the proper information at the proper time.
I take that as a no, but I believe that we have all heard this information several times. We've had plenty of opportunities to ask questions. The bills were passed out of the Senate. They came out of here, went to the House, and now we're seeing them again tonight. And it's not for the first time. Thank you for answering my questions.
Was that a question? Any other questions?
It sounded like a statement.
Recognize the senator from the 29th.
Thank you, Mr. President. I call the question.
Call the question.
Uh-oh. Just like that.
Mr. President, are there additional questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Recognize the senator from the 55th.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to Rule 4-2.14, fixed hour of adjournment is 12 midnight.
Oh, she's brilliant.
Order.
Senator, we routinely finish the day when we finish the day.
So people, what just happened here, and you saw that first short clip at the beginning, but what she is doing, and this lady, she almost reminds me of that Johnson in the House of Representatives at the U.S. level. I don't think she's that smart, but oh my gosh, it's midnight. We can't possibly work past midnight, because, but so he called the question, which means, hey, we got to vote on it now. As soon as he does that, right, then they have to vote.
Yes. Yeah. And but here's the thing. Technically speaking, you can't call the question until the opposing senator leaves the well, and the well is just a podium. So you'll notice that he's still up there. All right. And the Democrats are thinking that they've got a chance here. And the thing is that the guy that's at the podium is just answering questions. He's not there to take motions. Only Lieutenant Governor, who's the president of the Senate, can entertain motions. And right now, it is just the pro and the con. And now the con has to walk away. And only after somebody walks away from the podium can the question be called, or can you have a motion for adjournment? So she's calling for motion to adjournment too easy. It's like everybody's trying to game each other really quick.
Yeah, but we won the game.
Exactly.
Which is great. And so now, people, you have some of the best election integrity laws in the nation in Georgia, due to the efforts of the people in Georgia and due to so many of you calling and other people calling. If you do not provide the heat, if you're not the squeaky wheel, this stuff will never happen.
Yeah.
And so now they have to call the illustrious Governor Kemp. Now, how many days? Talk about that next step to getting these bills signed, because Governor Kemp has been no friend to election integrity ever. In fact, he's been exactly the opposite. He has actually facilitated, the drop boxes and some of the other bad measures that we saw were all facilitated by Brian Kemp. So right now we need him to sign these bills, which passed by pretty strong majorities. But
yeah, if you keep press play again, so folks can see what the vote was.
Okay.
Work, and it's gone past midnight on previous years before, so we're not doing anything that's new to how we practice in the last 5 years I've been here.
Mr. President, I move to adjourn.
Sorry.
It's not in order.
Not
It's
in
not
order.
in order. Gentleman's still in the well.
Watching that now, he's like, I'm going to evacuate.
I recognize the senator from the 29th.
And he wasn't paying attention.
Recognize the senator from the 29th.
Mr. President, move the previous question.
Senators, move the previous question. Is there objection? There is objection.
There is objection.
All those in favor of moving the previous question will vote yay. All opposed, nay. Secretary, unlock the machine.
Right. So this is just calling on the question. The motion.
Yes.
This is just saying, can we vote on this?
And
I'm going to skip it ahead.
Minority leader takes precedent over the senator from the 29th, and his motion to move the previous question is out of order.
I recognize the senator from the 55th, and her question was out of order, and then I recognize the majority will.
So we get the
Senator
countdown.
from
That's
the 51st, what purpose do you rise?
Parliamentary
go.
inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Isn't it true that the chairman of the Senate Ethics Committee has worked diligently for 2 years on these bills, properly vetted, input from the communities, the citizens from all over Georgia came here many times, and this is a good bill for Georgians tonight.
Senator's passionate about what he speaks.
All right. So this is calling the questions. This says, can the people are saying, can we vote on this thing? And so
All
33 to 22 say yes. We're going to move forward with the vote.
Previous question, the yeas are 33, the nays are 22, and motion prevails. Now we're on the SB 189, agreeing to the House substitute by the senator from the 23rd. All those in favor will vote yay. All opposed.
So this is
nay.
the big bill.
Secretary, unlock the machine.
This is the actual vote.
Yep.
And so I think I sped it up. I got rid of like 50 seconds of it.
Okay. So,
Bam.
All right. On the passage, the yeas are 33, the nays are 22. I recognize senator from the 17th.
Yay!
yay. So it all passed. Okay. Now, here's the, I saw two questions I want to address. One was a statement here in the chat. So somebody's like, and these comments just get us nowhere, people. They get us nowhere, so I'm going to address it. This is all performative. Governor Kemp won't sign the bill. David, why don't you address
yes,
that?
he will.
So tell us why he's going to sign it and how people can make him sign this thing.
Okay. All right. So Governor Kemp will sign this. Will sign this bill. There's a lot of senators and and House members that are leaning on him. But the other thing that's going to happen too is all the people that we've emailed to and posted to on Facebook and sent out emails to and gone on Signal, we have legions of patriots that are going to contact the Georgia governor. And if you want to contact him, you can call him at 404-656-1776. Again, 404 656 1776.
Okay, 404-656-1776. That's Governor Brian Kemp. And so I hate these kind of comments because it's like, oh, it's never going to happen anyways. What? Then why I almost cussed. Why the hell do anything? Okay, why don't you just sit back and eat your freaking bonbons and go have a cry fest? Okay, I can't stand this crap.
Yeah, so I changed my name. It says call 404-656-1776 instead of David Cross at the bottom.
Oh, check this out. YouTube rejected my comment. I was going to post the gall-darned phone number for Brian Kemp, and they said YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. I'm the owner of the channel, and YouTube is calling putting up Brian Kemp's number spam. This is unbelievable. Okay, hold on. I'm going to make a banner, and so I can put it up that way. This is ridiculous. YouTube, they don't want us calling Governor Brian Kemp. Gosh, this is ridiculous. I am sorry, people, but I'm so go on here though. Brian Kemp, he also wants to run for the U.S. Senate. So he wants
to run for Senate in 2024.
404. Give me that number one more time for Brian Kemp.
It's on the screen. I put it as my name.
Oh, look at you. You put it up. Oh, 404-656-1776. Here I am trying to get it up in the comments. Whatever. 656.
Yeah, I'll make it easy for you. I try to make it easy for you. So anyway, he wants to run for Senate. All right. And, he's been governor twice, and what is the most fragile thing, to a politician? His ego. All right. So, he's going to swallow, he's going to take his medicine with a spoonful of sugar and, and wash it all down. And he's going to sign this thing because he wants to be governor in 2026. And we're going to have legions of people contact him and just say, hey, listen, we worked our asses off to get this, to get this bill on your desk. And now you better sign it. If you want my support, we need your support right now to sign this thing. If you want me to vote for you in 2026 for governor, then you need to sign this. And I think he'll sign it.
Yeah. Actually, he won't be running for governor, though, in 2026, will he?
No, I'm sorry. He's going to be running for Senate. He's going to be running for senator.
Exactly.
He's going to be running for U.S. Senate.
This is his big thing. This is his big thing. Brian Kemp wants to be in the U.S. Senate. And so you got to keep the pressure on him. You got to make it a political reality for him. But anyhow, if somebody said, just go back and listen to the beginning, Johnny. Anybody got on, they're going to have to go back and listen to the beginning. So, but it's important that you call Brian Kemp, but don't ever get the defeatist attitude of nothing is going to change. And it's just a worthless path, people. Then we might as well just fold up and go, seriously, what the freak? I hate those comments. Sorry.
Oh, listen. Do not let people get you down. I got to tell you,
they don't. I mean, I'm just telling you, I don't want them getting other people down. This is ridiculous. I think he's probably a deep state plant on here trying to suppress people.
Oh my God! Listen, all you got to do is look at the smile on my face right now. All right, my wife is excited. I'm excited. We've been working our butts off for a long time. So, Garland Favorito's been working on this. His wife has been down there and she hasn't been well lately, but Tamara's getting better, but she's, they have put in so much work that, that Garland looked like he lost like 30 pounds and the man did not have 30 pounds to lose. And Brad Carver, he's basically the Georgia GOP's lobbyist. He's been working his ass off, going down there and going to all these different, ethics committee meetings and talking with these senators and these House members. There's so many people that have gone and I truly appreciate everybody who's gone down to the Capitol to go down, and hold up the signs and encourage people at every single one of the calls. I mean, the thing is that it's not just one person that did it. It's all of us. Everybody had a role to play. And Neil, even you played a great role too, because you've got a fantastic audience and they'll reach out and they'll call their friends and neighbors and that kind of thing. And this is what it takes to take our country back.
Yeah, it's involvement. If we're not involved, we're going to really. The founders did set it up so that we would get the government that, unfortunately or fortunately, we deserved. And really, I mean, a lot of it, it's like there's sins of omission, right? So the sin of omission on the conservative side has really been not being as involved. The left has been very active, very motivated over the years, and quite frankly, I mean, I can go to my precinct caucus and 5 people show up. Come on. That's the kind of involvement we're getting here, and everybody wants to complain about Rona. I get it. Rona sucks. Rona Romney McDaniel, she's gone, people. Laura Trump and Michael Whatley are now at the head of the RNC. And get this, I don't know if you knew this, but I've been talking with her here the last couple of weeks. I'm going to get her on the show. She just has to get cleared for media. But Christina Bobb, one of Trump's attorneys, she is now at the RNC doing the election integrity law stuff. So they have a plan now at the RNC. Now that we've got Rona out of there, they're not spending money on Botox and hairdos and private jets and alcohol and flowers. Okay, we need to spend it on get out the vote efforts and election integrity efforts. That's the only thing that the RNC should be spending money on.
Listen, we've gotten a massive amount of intelligence that has come our way about tactics and strategies that are being used or that have been used, and we've got all that stuff. And we're going to be distributing that out to all the counties across the state, because that's the next step right now, is to get out the vote, for our candidates, and we're definitely going to do it. And now we have the tools. The difference is that in the past, the tools were all centralized. So you had to go, like if Neil wanted to, have access to the tool, you had to go get permission from somebody. And now what's happening is, I've got a group that I put together that's a bunch of, data analysts, and they've actually created a tool that people in Georgia can use for free. So we're democratizing the access to the information so that you can use it to get out the vote, which is what we should be doing. Activating democracy, and making the republic as strong as we possibly can.
There's been so much going on in Georgia too. I mean, with Judge Amy Totenberg down there, you've got there's a myriad of court cases down there. Hey,
listen, the court case we're involved in, so Favorito versus Fulton, that went back on the docket back in November or December of 2022, and it's just been sitting there gathering dust for, what is that, 15 months, no activity, nothing. Yeah. Judge McBurney is just sitting there doing nothing. So, maybe we're going to have like a letter writing, kind of thing. We're all going to just, flood his mailbox at home with like so many pieces of mail that he's going to have to go to the post office to, pick up a sack of them.
Well, he needs to. Here, I'm gonna share this real quick. There you go, folks. $25 extravaganza going on at mypillow.com with promo code Lumberjack and free shipping on orders over $75. Go check it out. Actually, Mike's going to call me here in a little bit.
Listen, I love his pillows and I love his towels, man. So absolutely. I mean, this is a man that is, he's putting his life and his livelihood on the line to help our country. I've never seen somebody give so much. I mean,
I know.
And the thing is that if you've got money that's out there and you're going to allocate it towards pillows or, housewares and that kind of thing, go and get it from, Mike. If you need investment services, come see me. Talk to patriots out there that are actually involved in saving our country. Patronize their businesses.
Exactly. I mean, we're well past the point of needing to give our money to the left. I mean, if you need gifts for people, go get them from Mike. Go get your coffee from Mike Lindell, mystore.com. Promo code Lumberjack there. His coffee's really good. Have you ever tried his coffee?
Yes, I have. It's really good.
I love the coffee, man. I take it on my elk hunting trips. I've even made a commercial out in the woods with it. But
did you really?
No, yeah, I did. I just look. I love Mike Lindell. I mean, and I think we need more people like that who are. You don't even have to be right all the time, but you do have to be willing to fight. It's one of the things that you'll see in business. Everybody thinks, okay, all these CEOs, they must be making decisions right all the time. No, they just have the courage to make decisions. That's the difference. I mean, it's not that they get it right more often. They don't. Actually.
Yeah. Hey, Neil, I want to mention something about Mike that, I didn't know until some time ago. And I think, people that are kind of like new to the whole, Mike Lindell story don't know is that, yes, he was a drug addict a long time ago, and then he got his stuff together and said, you know what, I'm going to do something productive with my life. And he started this company, and he struggled and struggled and struggled. And he said that one day he was like out in the woods hunting, and he had basically bet a bunch of money on buying some unused ad space on Fox News.
Yeah.
And he said he was out, he was out hunting, he was sitting in his blind, all of a sudden his phone started exploding. And he called the office. He's like, what is going on? And they said, oh my gosh, we've got all these orders coming in. So I'm telling you, God has a plan. Mike could have died, several times, when he had his troubles before, but he didn't. And he's here for a reason. And he's here to make a difference. And anybody out there that's struggling, with those kind of, addiction issues and that kind of thing, or if you get down on life and what's going on, read Mike's book. It's a short, brief read, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. There you go, Agent Orange. I think I can speak for the entire chat here, and we'll thank David for coming and giving us the update. We appreciate you. So,
hoorah.
Hoorah. It's a big win, people. Just celebrate. Look, I mean, we got to continue pressing the envelope, though. You've got to call Governor Kemp, man. I just, even if you don't live in Georgia, call him. I mean, he wants to run for the U.S. Senate. They rely on donations coming from all over the country when they want to run for U.S. Senate. So don't think that your voice, just because you live wherever, doesn't matter. Governor Kemp needs to sign these bills. And the big one, just give me the bill number so the people know what they're calling about again.
189.
Senate Bill 189, SB 189.
189 and 974, I believe, are the ones. I'm gonna put something up on AmericanPatriotCaucus.com to just kind of break it down, because we started out, I think, with like 6 bills, and I think it got rammed down to like 3 or 4. I'm gonna have to take a look at the numbers because it was a blur last night.
Yeah.
But I'll put it on American Patriot Caucus, and then if you want to, if you're so moved, please, if you're out of state, write him an email, because he's not going to know that you're not in Georgia if you send him an email. Reference those bills and tell him you're for them. And then if you've got friends and relatives or people that in Georgia, copy them on that email and say, hey, seriously, cut and paste this, or call his office at 404-656-1776 and tell him you support these bills. But here's the key thing for anybody who's doing this. Do not call up. Don't be snotty or mean or anything like that, because you're just talking, to salaried admins. They don't have a dog in this race, so to speak, or they don't have a horse in this race. And the best thing you can do to get your message out there is be succinct and clear. I support election security. I want the governor to sign, election security bills. And and if you send an email in the subject line, just write, please sign election security bills, and then and then write whatever you want in the body of the email.
What would be fantastic is a channel this from Mountain Goddess. What would be fantastic is a channel that teaches the process of how to contact your representatives and how to organize in our communities. This process can be confusing to many and make them feel they can't do anything to make a change. That's actually
okay. So Mountain Goddess, what you've got to do, I don't know what state you're in, but contact your county GOP, right? Whether you love the GOP or hate the GOP, if you hate it, get involved in it, because the GOP will reflect the people who are in it. So if a lot of people just like, Mountain Goddess get involved in it, then guess what? The GOP in your area is going to look like the Mountain Goddess. So do that. That's what's happening here in Georgia. Like in Gwinnett County, dude, it is like it's 100% activists. Well, maybe not 100%. It's like 98% activists. But it's, it is MAGA activists that are out there that are just sick of the way things are going. But get involved in and on a really micro level, what's going to happen is when you get involved in your county, they're going to find out what precinct that you live in, like what neighborhoods, are like right around you. And then literally, like, you just go out, like knock on doors, put door knockers. That's like a little card that you hang on somebody's doorknob. Put those things out and just say, hey, if you share these, I would start out with, if you think Joe Biden's doing a great job, then read no further. Right? If you think he's doing terrible and we need to change, please vote for Republicans. Vote for Donald J. Trump. Vote for a Republican, for your school district. Go in there and make a difference, because your voice counts.
I think one of the things
just want to be engaged.
Yeah, one of the things she's really focusing on too is like once you have those representatives there. So say you go out and do the work and you get Republicans or you're in a conservative district, how do you get these jokers to actually do what they're supposed to do? And so Mountain Goddess, the only thing I can tell you is when you're dealing with a state rep or a state senator, if you're so willing, you can call them up and have coffee with them. They are not, they don't have that many people in their district. So I would encourage you to actually go meet with them one-on-one,
Don't be intimidated.
Build a relationship with these people. And when you build that relationship, because I talked to state reps, I had my state senator on a live stream the other day and everything, but I can call him up. I got him in my phone right here. I'll call him up and say, hey, I'm concerned about X, Y, and Z. And I've got other state reps and state senators across the state in my phone, and I will call them. Now, granted, you say, well, Neil, you've got those numbers. Yeah, but I didn't before. But what she's talking about is specific grassroots organizing. And I'll be honest, I'm not the greatest organizer. I can't even keep my own life organized. But there are people who are very good. Some of the mama bear groups out there have been very, very impressive. So I think that, the big key is start small. It's small to big. You got to get to your basic, smallest Republican Party meetings. And to David's point, I don't care if you like the Republican Party or not. I can tell you this much. You will get nowhere with the Democrat Party. I mean this. I want you guys to look. Do you guys know that the Lakin-Riley bill was in the United States House of Representatives the other day? And the only people, and I think it was 70 Democrats, voted against that bill. There was not a single Republican that voted against that bill. There are things that Republicans just don't get the luxury of voting against, even if they're freaking idiots, okay, because they're in the Republican Party. So right. I will just tell you, Republicans may not be the solution to all your problems, but I can tell you the Democrats won't solve a damn one of them right now.
That's exactly right. And you get involved, be nice, build relationships. That's the main thing. When I first got involved in politics, I hate to say it, I was a little bit of a hothead. I wanted to go in and tell them off and give a piece of my mind, that kind of thing. And the reality is that gets you nowhere, gets you absolutely nowhere. So, go in, meet with them, be courteous, kind, nice, do all the Boy Scout stuff. And then if you do all those things and you're still getting nowhere, run against them.
Yeah, there it is.
Run against them or find somebody to run against them.
The number on the Lakin-Riley bill was 170 Democrats voted against. I said 70, but in my mind, I thought it was 170, but then I'm like, no way. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be that high. Because you're going off what I've read, and you're right, Tammy. It was 170, and that's what I thought. But I'm like, nah, you're stretching, Neil. So I tried to then undersell it. But 170 Democrats voted against the Lakin-Riley bill. It's insane. But I've got Good Friday service tonight. My kids are in a play, and I've got to get going. But I want to thank everybody for joining. Again, if you just jumped on, go check out the $25 extravaganza, of course, with Mike Lindell. I'm going to do you a favor here too, David. I want to just put up. So here's gaballots.com. That's down there in good old Georgia. So you got to know that. And then
so that's a website. You can go to gaballots.com is my political website. If you're on Twitter or X, go to @gaballots. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and if you want to, my handle for X is down below. And so an easy way to get to David is if you just go click on my link and then just go to who I follow. I only follow 300 people on X, and he's one of them. So this is very honored. I have to here. I've got us-am.com. That is to get to David's website. He's a financial planner. If you're looking for somebody to invest with, I'm going to plug him right now for you. So go check him out. But again, I gotta get to Good Friday, man.
Happy Good Friday, brother.
All right, same to you. It is a Good Friday, even though it was crazy things that happened. Sometimes it's darkest before the dawn. People, they all thought it was over on Friday. But come Sunday morning, brother, that's just we think it's over for the country, but it might not be. God has the last word. I love y'all. Peace out. All right.
That's awesome. Peace.